Welcome to Swaggerslifestyle.
Hello. Do you know that Qatar is the first Arab country to host the FIFA World Cup? The final was the most watched in FIFA World Cup history, with viewing figures hitting 1.5 billion. The first school in Qatar was opened in 1949, Isaiah Al Mohammedia, and the first hospital in Qatar was opened in 1947. Welcome to another amazing episode of a Nigeria Living In series. Today, we are taking a trip to the Middle East, a country home to futuristic skyscrapers, arid deserts, a long Persian Gulf shoreline of beaches and dunes. We would be visiting the state of Qatar. Today, I will be having an interesting conversation with a beautiful healthcare assistant, nurse, and YouTuber, Chioma. She creates content about her journey of life and adventures. God recently blessed her family with a bouncing baby boy. I will just allow her to please introduce herself. Can we meet?
Hello, beautiful people. My name is Chioma, and it's so good to be on this platform, on your channel. It's actually been a long time. I made a sit-down video. Like, this is just so unreal now. And yeah, it's good to be here. I live in the Middle East, Qatar, as she said earlier. Well, she made lots of research about me. Thank you so much for having me on your platform.
Thank you so much for honoring our invite and for being here today. So let's just go straight into the conversation. How did you relocate to Qatar? And how long have you lived in Qatar and why Qatar?
Okay, I relocated here, I think, 2018. That was immediately, like, after my NYSC, I came over to Qatar. And that was because my dad was actually living in Qatar. And, you know, a young graduate coming back home from our country, the salaries were not really that encouraging. And when I was offered the opportunity for me to move over to Qatar, I grabbed it with open hands. So that was actually why I left. And when I was coming, I didn't even make any research about Qatar. I know nothing about Qatar. The only thing I know that my dad is staying here. So there's no enough reason I'll tell you that this is the reason why I moved. I moved because that was the opportunity at that time.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing. So because your dad was already there, it was easy for you to settle in fast and quick.
I will not say it was easy, because my dad is a businessman and it's someone that, even though my dad has been here for a long time, I actually know Qatar more than him. So everything I was trying to figure out Qatar myself. And when I came there, we don't have enough YouTubers then that will tell you, okay, this is how you should do things. Like, there was no information out there because everyone was scared to, like, put up information. So I could not even see anything about Qatar. I had to figure out everything myself without my dad.
Thank you so much for sharing. So how was the relocation process for you? Did you have to write an exam? How did you really relocate? Like, what are the requirements, the process that you went through?
You know, for Qatar, I'll say Qatar is one of the easiest countries for you to come to, especially when you have a family. Like, my dad just had to apply for me. I came here via visit visa, okay? But I've seen people here in Qatar that they apply directly for their family to come over with residence visa, not visit. Once you have all the requirements, you can just apply for your family to come. That is if you have family here. But if you don't have family here, you have to get a job. You have to just search for companies to employ you. But for we that we have family, it was much more easier for me. Just by that, to submit the requirements and apply, and they'll grant the visa. So that was just it. Nothing really that hard when it comes to applying for your family.
What was the first impression when you arrived?
Yeah, the first thing when I arrived Qatar, it was, how will I put it? Qatar was not really that developed like now, because as at then they were preparing for the World Cup. But you know, it was like a sign of relief for me when I came. But I came during the summer, so it was really, really hot. I came around that May. When I just came out from the airport, like the sun the heat that welcomed me, that's one.
Yeah, heat.
So it was really hot for me.
Okay, so Qatar is one of the richest country on earth.
Well, I've heard
What
that
is the
several
salary like
times.
for foreigners? I hear you guys walk on the streets and you pluck
Huh?
money.
If that is how it is, I would have had like 10 mansions in Nigeria. Yeah, why people say Qatar is one of the richest country in the world? Because I think Qatar, they deal majorly with oil. So, and you know, it's how I don't have need to explain Qatar system. It's just like check and balance. If you're a professional, okay, we have a lot of Westerners relocating to Qatar, and that's because they are paying them well and it's tax free. Okay, that's why most of these Westerners, they are leaving their countries for them to come over to Qatar. But if you're not a professional, you might not really see Qatar as the richest country. Okay, I'm just trying to like strike a balance here. So it's just depends on the profession that you have.
Thank you so much. So if you're a professional, it's tax free. Wow.
But all I will tell you is that Qatar is a home for luxury. That's I forgot to chip in that Qatar is a home for luxury. Like there's a kind of things that if you go to all those Western countries, like if you want to find it there before you even enter that place, it's going to cost you more. But here in Qatar, you can just go to you can go to malls and you feel like, where am I? You go to the toilets in the malls, you'll be looking like, what is this? Like they really spend money on their infrastructure and the kind of cars that you see here, like their buildings.
Okay, so
I give it to them.
I just started answering my next question. So tell us more about Qatar, the history, their people, customs, their currency, their economy. Let's see Qatar through your eyes.
Okay, in Qatar here we spend reals. That's the money spent here, and their people, they are very welcoming, especially when they know that you're a tourist, you're a foreigner. They want you to like they want to like introduce their culture to you. They don't want you to feel as if you're lost. They want you to feel welcome. That is one thing about their people. But I usually tell people that you don't judge one person mistake on everybody. Okay, we are all different. Where there are good people, you still see some people with some nasty characters. So, but the people I've met, like the Qataris I've met, you hardly find them outside. That is what the locals, we call them the locals. You hardly find them outside because they are always together and they have the kind of places that they go to, which someone with a normal salary cannot really afford it. You get what I'm saying? so, so you hardly find them like in public spaces, but when you find them, the good ones, they are really welcoming. And Qatar economy, I would say Qatar is still a growing country because it's surrounded mostly by immigrants. Like the immigrants are more than the population of Qataris, if you get what I'm saying. So they are still trying to grow their country. And after the World Cup, like when it comes to the construction, because most people, they were going into construction, that profession really dropped because Qatar paused building for now and they were focusing on other, like tourism. They started focusing on tourism. If you notice, a lot of celebrities, they are coming over to Qatar, unlike going to Dubai before. So Qatar, they are trying to grow their tourism sector. Yeah, there are some places that you might go to. Like, for example, we have the Pearl Qatar. That place is where you find mostly expatriates. There you can wear anything that you want to wear. But when you are going outside, there's some kind of places, like if you're going, like there are some malls, hospitals that when you're going to, they require you to dress decently. It's not a must that you must put on their abaya. One thing about Qatar, just be decent. That's just it. Be decent. And respect their religion, very important. Respect their religion and the rules and regulation. That's all, and you're good to go.
Thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome.
So, what is life, or how does life in Qatar compare to Nigeria?
Life in Qatar compared to Nigeria. Honestly, I'm going to choose Qatar over and over again. When it comes to our food, I really miss Nigeria. Yeah, I can get those things here in Qatar, but trust, it's going to be very, very pricey. And also, I miss my friends back home. I think that's just the only thing I miss. When it comes to the working, that the opportunity Qatar has given me, I'm not sure if I was in Nigeria, if I'll be able to get that opportunity.
Have that
So
opportunity.
Qatar has given me lots of opportunities, which I'm very much grateful for. Even though I'm to leave Qatar today to another country, I will still love Qatar because they gave me opportunity. Like Qatar was just like my stepping stone.
Thank you so much for that. So, how has the history of Qatar shaped their current identity?
The history of Qatar. Another thing I love about them, when you talk about their history, they try not to forget about their past. They try not to forget about where they are coming from. Anything Qatar is building today, they try as much as possible to impute their culture there.
Preserve.
Even in their building, they try as much as possible to just impute like their culture. And there's some kind of their old buildings, they don't destroy it. They try to leave history behind for their children who are coming to know about what has happened in the past in Qatar. They don't just follow like the Western world that they want to build and destroy. No. In as much as they are trying to go Western, they are still maintaining that their culture. They don't forget about it.
Thank you so much for sharing.
You're
So,
welcome.
what were the cultural shocks you experienced?
One of the cultural shock that I experienced was their way of greeting, especially for the men. The way the Qatari men, the first day when I was outside and two men, they came and they were greeting themselves. They first shook their hands and they used their nose to touch their nose. I'm like, oh, what is this? Honestly, that day I was really, really shocked. But later, when I made my research, then I understood that is their form of greeting. You know, in Nigeria, you cannot greet someone like that. Like, the guy is going to maybe even slap you. But here, it is very, very normal for them. And the women, they do more of hugging and pecking on the cheeks, which I was not really used to. But when I started work, I got my first job. That was the way that we greet. We hug ourselves, we peck. I had to get used to the cultural shock. And another one is eating with hands. You know, back home we eat mostly. Maybe if you want to eat with hands, maybe it's our swallow and the soup. Yeah, solid. But here, rice, they don't even care. Even though they're outside, they just wash their hands and they're eating, and nobody's against them. Like, I find it very, very funny at first. But just when I made my research, I found out that, okay, yeah, this is their culture. Who am I?
So, what is their traditional staple food?
Their traditional staple foods, the one I heard was magbus. They call it magbus, if I'm correct. They make it with rice and chicken. I've not tried that before, but I heard it's magbus.
So, what is their official language?
The official language here is Arabic. But even though you don't understand Arabic, you can still survive. But what I'll tell people that are just coming to Qatar or planning to relocate to Qatar, understand Arabic for easy communication, especially when it comes to when you're going to government offices. But without Arabic, you can survive. Like me, I don't understand Arabic and I'm surviving.
Oh, and you can't even
I can't speak, I don't understand. I wish to learn, but it's hard for me. But the official language here is Arabic.
As a woman and as a Nigerian, what do you like about living in Qatar and what do you dislike about living in Qatar?
Okay. Let me start as a woman living in Qatar first, because I'll say that it's two different things. As a woman living in Qatar, I feel Qatar is very, very safe for women. Because, you know, there are times I've gone out and I came back late night. I'm not scared. Nobody can harm me. Nobody can do me anything. Even we as a group of women at times will take ourselves out and we'll come back late night because we know that this place is safe. If you're in the public transport, they can just easily get up for you to sit. Like, they respect women so much. Even let me give you a scenario. There was a time when I just arrived Qatar, then I don't even know about their traffic rules and regulations. So I crossed the road without the pedestrian showing green. Me and some other men. Then the police walked up to us. Okay, give me your QID. Give me your QID. I was about to give him my QID. He said no, I should go. But the remaining men, he collected their QID. Like, because I was a woman, that saved me. So in Qatar, like, they treat women like, there's this way they treat us very, very nice. So as a Nigerian, okay, living in Qatar, our passports, our passports, at times I feel like screaming. There's some jobs that you're going to get, you are very qualified for that job, but a Westerner is going to come and they're going to give that Westerner the job. If they're not giving the Westerner the job, even though they're going to give you the job, your salary might be a bit lower just because of our passports. So that's something I don't really like. And it's actually happening more in the private sectors. You get, it's happening more in the private sectors, especially with schools, teachers. They are the ones facing this because they're going to bring a Westerner. You are very good, you are professional in what you're doing. They might not really consider you, and even though they consider you, they'll consider you with low pay compared to the Westerner. So that's just one downside about being a Nigerian in Qatar. Not only Nigeria, I think most African countries in Qatar, we are facing this.
Thanks for sharing. So how do the Qatari people perceive Nigerians? Have you faced any stereotypes or misconceptions?
In all honesty, since when I've been meeting Qataris, like, I've not really faced like maybe any stereotype, or they call it racism. I've not faced it, because even though when I tell them that I'm Nigerian, they'll start mentioning all these are Nigerian footballers that they used to watch. They'll say, oh, I love Nigerians so much. Do you know this footballer? Do you know this footballer? Even though I don't know them at times, I'll just say, yes, 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 I know them. So I've not really faced any stereotype with them, and they've really, really been nice to me. In all honesty, the ones I've met, they've really been nice to me, and they've really helped me. So I cannot really say anything negative about them. Other people, everybody have their experience. I don't know what other people have experienced, but from my own side, no, I've not.
Okay. So apart from oil, what is Qatar famous and best known for?
I think I know them mostly with the oil. And I think now they were once into fishing. I think that was, I don't know if they are still doing the fishing, but I think currently now they are going more into tourism. Since after the World Cup, when Qatar was opened during the World Cup, since after then, I think they are gradually finding their way into tourism, and they are really making money from it.
I think tourism is the new gold. So because I'm sure they've seen what happened in Dubai and how they are raking in money.
I know it.
Decided to, because I know that here in Nigeria, when Dubai closed their doors,
yes,
going to Qatar.
I was about
Qatar
to say
was
that.
New
Yes.
Dubai.
So a lot of people, like, they were just coming here. I know why people are coming here again, because they feel safe. Like, a woman can just do a solo travel, only her can come over to Qatar, and nothing is going to happen to her. Like, the safety is very, very paramount. I think that's the reason why people are really, really trooping in.
So what is the work environment like for foreigners?
The work environment, like, I would say, if you're working in Qatar, most people you're also going to meet, they're also foreigners. That's what I usually tell people. Don't classify it that, Qatar is bad, blah, blah, blah. Because most of the time, we are not working directly with these Qataris. That's the thing. Most of the times, you're not working directly with them. So most of the things that is going to be happening to you is from your own fellow foreigner that is going to be doing this to you. Everybody wants to work in Qatar. Calm down and understand the environment you're working in. Don't just be too, which word am I going to use? Don't be too forward. understand them. Like if I'm in a new environment, I understand the people first and I know how to handle them, because once they see that you are timid, you cannot really speak for yourself, then they are really, really going to press your head. So that's one thing about them. And you know, the
They
nationalities
take
that we meet
advantage of
here,
you.
they are always working like, for example, if you see an Indian person, they'll always want to do things together. They might not like their self, but they'll not allow you to come in
Yeah.
between them. So I'll usually tell Africans, our
In
fellow
between them.
Africans, if you're working with these people, don't sell out your brother. Because that your brother that you're selling out, or your sister you're selling out, they are still going to use it against you. So if you can see these people, they are working hand in hand, they are working together. Why don't you and your brother that is in the office, why can't you cooperate just in the office? It's not a must that you guys must be friends.
Come
Just in the
together.
office,
Yeah.
just cooperate. So if you understand the working situation in Qatar, definitely you can cope.
So, what is the work culture in the health sector compared to Nigeria?
Okay, the work culture here, I think, is simplified. You are coming to work, you have equipment, they're going to train you on how to use this equipment. It's very, very, you have a routine, right? You have a routine that you are following. I did not work in Nigeria. When I was in Nigeria, I did not work. I was doing business. So I cannot really say for the work culture in Nigeria because I did not work.
You
Yeah,
can
I
compare
cannot
it.
really compare it. But hearing from what people have said, like my friends, their boss telling them to do this, do that. No. Here we already have a routine. We have a routine that we are following. You come to work, it's almost the same thing you are doing every day. So, and if you're going to a new department, you are being trained. Healthcare system, because you talk about like the healthcare work culture in the healthcare. Now, let me talk about the healthcare system. It's very good. Like compared to like some of my friends that have relocated to other countries, they keep on calling and telling me that we don't know what we have in Qatar. We don't know what we have. Like they are treating us like kings and queens. So the healthcare system, the work culture in the healthcare system, it's okay because I'm speaking from my organization. Okay, I don't know about other people's organization working in the healthcare
Okay.
system here. I don't know about it, so they don't come for me in the comment section. So from my own point of view, it's okay in my own organization.
Thank you so much
Yeah,
for that. I like the disclaimer I'm talking
yeah.
about. Okay, so have you faced any challenge as a foreigner working in Qatar?
I think the only challenge I faced is, and I'm still facing, is not understanding Arabic. That is one challenge, yes, I'm facing. And that's why I keep on telling people
So
that are
I think
coming,
you need to
please,
start
if you can learn the language, please learn it for your own good. Yeah.
learn the language. So, as a Muslim majority country, how is it easy for you to practice your faith?
That one, Qatar really, really tried. They gave us a worship center for if yeah we have Celestia here in Qatar, Redeem, Winners, different deeper life, different types of churches. We have it here in Qatar. The only thing is they need your church to be registered. Register with a body, but they allow you to worship. They don't stop you from worshiping. And we don't even have only Christianity here. We have Christianity, we have Muslim, and we have the Hindu. So it's a free country. But do not disturb other people with your own religion when you are worshiping. That is
Your own
that is
religion.
what they're just after.
Respect
Yeah,
the
respect.
religion of the land.
Very
You can
important.
do what you can practice your faith, but
True.
thank you so much for that. So, what are the success stories in Qatar that can be replicated in Nigeria?
Yeah, the important one is the healthcare system. There was a woman I saw on TikTok. Her child has this cerebral palsy. And when she was sharing the story, this little boy came out. He was not breathing well. And the boy was placed on oxygen. And the matron came and told her, "Oh, we are about to fumigate the hospital. Can you take your child to A child that was on oxygen, receiving treatment in the ICU. Say, can you take your child to another hospital? You can imagine. Now the mother is living with that pain because now she has to care for that boy. That boy life is totally dependent on her. There are some things that is supposed to be averted in that country, but because of we don't have a very good infrastructure, it's affecting people. And honestly, it's pained. It touches me because we have this money, but I don't know why our government refuse to do what is right. So that is one thing that I wish our country, at least even though they have that, is going to save lots of lives. A lot of people that died, they were not supposed to die. But just because of negligence and we don't have a good infrastructure.
That's true. Thank you so much for that. So, what can Qataris learn from Nigerians?
Yeah,
Two sides
there's
to the
always
coin.
two sides. Looking at Nigeria, I would have said the culture, but Qataris, they are still upholding
We have
their
nothing
culture.
to teach them.
No matter how, like you still see them with their white thobe and their abaya. They did not throw away their culture. Only when they are traveling to the Western countries that you see them putting on the jeans, the skirts. Even at times they still represent their culture. Honestly, I've not really thought about what they can actually learn from us. In all honesty. And I cannot really think about one thing they can learn from us.
Ouch. That hurts,
hurts,
but it's
though.
fine. So, what are the tourist attractions in
A lot. We have the Villaggio, we have the Toba. That's one place I really want to visit. That's the Toba Farms. It's very, very far. If someone can make it there, it's a very good place. We have which other place? There are a lot of there. We have the Al-Wakra Beach. We have the Al-Wakra Souk. We have the Sukwa Cave. We have is it the Twin Tower? What is it called? Which other one? A lot of places. City Center is a tourist attraction. The flag, was it the flag arena? Where we have different flags. It's also there. We have the Banana Island. Which other place again? There's a whole lot. A whole lot. Just go on Google and search. But there's one place, the Toba Farms. If you can visit there, please visit because I also want to visit. And we have the safari here also. I've not actually visited the safari. You can imagine for how many years. I'm planning to visit also. We have the National Museum. We have the Museum for Islamic Art. A lot. There's really a lot to do.
Wow. I think I need to pen down Qatar in my bucket list as a place that I need to visit because all these places that you are mentioning, they sound super interesting. Yeah, and I really love, history. I love nature. I love history. I love art, as part of things that I really do when I travel. I see those places and all of that. So I think I should visit Qatar.
So but don't come during summer, okay?
When it's hot. Thank you for that advice. I would ensure that I note it.
You're welcome.
So, what do you miss about Nigeria?
The street food, the suya, the roasted corn, the pear, the boli, the fish. Mainly street food. I miss it so much. It's just the food I miss about Nigeria, nothing else.
Thank you for your honesty.
You're welcome.
Because a lot of people that are out there, they miss only the food and nothing else. So we understand. Thank you so much, Chioma, for having this wonderful conversation with us. It was really, really insightful. So the reason why we're doing this series is to show people out there that we have Nigerians that are living outside of Nigeria and they're actually being a good ambassador of our country. They are lifting our flag high and they are there legally and they are doing well. So when you hear Nigeria, it's not like we are bad people or is everything unprintable or negative that is about us. No, we all have the good ones. And the truth is that we have more good people than the bad eggs out there. So I would like to tell Nigerians out there, if you're listening to us, that please keep lifting our banner high and keep being a good ambassador in whatever country you are living in. And if you want to share your story with us, you can reach us at swaggerslifestyle@gmail.com, and we would love to have this conversation and see the country you're living in through your eyes. So in conclusion, Chioma, what would be your advice to anyone that wants to relocate to Qatar?
The usual thing I keep on saying, if you intend to relocate to Qatar, number one, have patience. If you're not a patient person, you might get into trouble. Like, it's not like back home that anything works. Like, you want to do this, you want to do that, illegal things. No, you have to have patience. Patience is key. And when you intend to relocate to a country, not only Qatar, try as much as possible to do your research. Make research about that country so that you will know what you are getting yourself involved in. So that you prepare yourself beforehand, before even going. So when you're seeing all those things, you'll be like, oh, I know about this. Nothing is going to like look new to you. Do your research, and especially for people who intend to relocate to Qatar now, I'll advise you try to get a job first to make your life easy. Let it be a company that is bringing you. But if it's not a company that is bringing you, you want to do it the other way around, remember you need to have patience, because you're going to have you need a lot of patience for you to get a job. I hope you guys understand. But in all, Qatar is a lovely place. It's a peaceful place, especially to care for your kids, to train your kids nicely. Qatar is that country for you. So you all are welcome to Qatar anytime, any day. You will definitely enjoy it here.
Thank you so very much. Thank you. So note that Qatar is the second flattest country in the world, with its highest point lying at just 338 feet. Hamad International Airport is the best in the world, and Qatar Airways has been named the best airline in the world. Till I come your way next time, this is Gbogbo Swagger, and this is Swagger's Lifestyle. Do not forget to stay true to yourself and be good. Nigerians out there living outside of Nigeria, keep raising our flag so high. Do take care, and see you in the next episode. Bye.
Swag, 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 swag.